Hello, welcome to the Catholic Workshop. My name is Father Isaac,
And I am Maria.
and today we're going to work on hope.
Work?
Yes, because the name of our show is the Catholic Workshop.
But why can't we just talk about hope?
Because that's how we work. We work through talking.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So when we think of hope, I would say that, well, first of all, definition. The world, most people would say that hope is like this optimism that tomorrow is going to be a better day, which is good. But as Christians, we of course believe that it's much more than just a good feeling or a desire that tomorrow, an optimism that tomorrow will be better. But rather for us as Christians, hope is we hope in Christ. Christ is our hope. And because we believe in Christ, we believe in His words, we believe in His promises, then we have every good reason that tomorrow, the future, will be good.
I would include myself under most people because I believe that tomorrow will be better, and that's what I think hope is, believing that tomorrow will be better. But like you added, as Catholics, we are called to hope that it will not only be better, but that God has our best interest in mind. So even if the outcome is not better or is not what we hope for, it is the best outcome for us. We may not understand it now, but later.
The end goal, of course, is the salvation of our souls and the salvation of the souls of our family. And that's what God desires and wants. And so all the things that happen for a reason, and that's the reason.
So what can we do to remain hopeful?
All right, so I think that to remain hopeful is, of course, to be focused on Christ, to be focused on our faith. The more we are focused on ourselves, the more it's going to be, the more we're going to think about the current moment, the current anxiety of the moment. And by focusing on Christ, we realize that we have gone through so many different things in the past, and that Christ was with us then, and He certainly is with us now, and so He will help us through the moment.
I think when we're facing that difficult situation, whatever it is, if it's health, if it's financial, we tend to forget that at the end, God does have this. At the end, our perspective is what matters, and if God is the center of that perspective, we will be able to move forward. We need to keep perspective of the situation, what's happening. This is only temporary. We can get through it. We're not the only ones that are going through this situation. The way we respond to it will determine maybe not necessarily the outcome, but how we can better move forward.
Right. And I think also that the truth is that nothing other than God is eternal. And so all things pass, even good times pass. And so do bad times. They also pass. That reminds me of this story. It's not in the Bible. It's a nice story of King Solomon wanted wisdom for this difficult time that he was going through, and he wanted to have assurance. And so he went and he talked to one of the rabbis, and one of the rabbis told him that remind him that this too shall pass. And so every single time he had difficulties, he would look at this saying, this too shall pass, which is a beautiful thing, because good times, they also pass, and bad times also pass, and yet all things work for a greater good.
Sometimes we're too selfish to reach out, too selfish to be vulnerable, to let someone know what we're going through. That's a critical moment. It's a critical moment for you to be humble and reach out for help.
Yes, I was going to say that. Being humble and also willing to be vulnerable. Because many times when we don't do any of those things, then we really do sell ourselves short. We need to ground ourselves. We need to, by that meaning, to realize where we are centered, God-centered, not our self-centered. Having gratitude for the help of others, humility, and belief and faith in God. That will definitely put us in the right perspective, in the right place.
By being God-centered, that will facilitate the difficult situation. By gaining perspective, that will allow you to shift your time frame. You need to remember that the situation is temporary. And by being grateful, you remember the blessings that you have.
Temporary. All right. So is this show. Very temporary. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, Maria.